Hey everybody, this is Matt again, and we're doing another pick a card reading. And today our reading is Skating into Love, Messages from Your Counterpart Energy. Okay, so when I say your counterpart energy, this really just means that higher aspect of yourself. It's you, it's an aspect of you, it's an aspect of your higher self coming through here. So as you're opening your heart and healing and growing into a coherent resonance of love and union with self and another, we just want to get messages from the divine and anything that can validate, support, shine a light on, whatever it is that is going to be most helpful for us on our love journey. And as always, this is a general reading, so definitely treat it as such, but take on any messages that really connect and feel truthful. And in all my readings, my intention is to make this love really about you and your connection with yourself and the divine, and how the other person that is involved or that comes into play is supplemental and just enhancing of your own self-love journey. Okay, so with that being said, we have 3 piles today. We have pile 1 with this spacious tarot here and this opalite here, and then we have pile 2 with the Starseed Dream Vision Tarot and this malachite stone here. And then pile 3, we have the Londa Tarot with this rose quartz palm stone. So, with that being said, let's begin with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. So you guys chose the spacious tarot with this moonstone opalite thingy here. And today we're going to be looking at your pathway to love as you skate, as you glide into love, into the love that you already are, but just into the awareness of it, a fuller awareness of that love of self, and how that reflects in partnership in your life in a meaningful, substantial, safe, healthy way. Okay. And we're getting messages from your counterpart energy. Okay. And again, like I said in the intro, when I refer to your counterpart, it's really just an aspect of you. So you can consider this, a message from your person, the counterpart energy that streams through all of the connections that mirror back to us where we are and where we want to be and who we really are and who we are not, right? The counterpart journey is about a stream of energy that we experience and that we receive and are open to, or that we pinch off. But, it's all initiation into self-growth and inner harmony. So yeah. Let's tap in. So the first image that I was getting was tapping into this well of creativity and being confident enough to tap in and focus in on something creative. Okay, so some creative idea or pathway that is asking for your focus, attention, devotion, some form of consistency, and like whether it be practice of some sort or just effort and attention focus, So there's definitely a creative energy, but there's something also very empowering and confidence bringing in furthering your creative journey in some type of way. So this feels relevant to your inner union and how that translates in partnership. Okay. For some reason I'm seeing computer energy, so I don't know if something that you do creatively is on the computer, or if you work online in some way, or if you may take this as it resonates, be in contact with someone online or something like that. You might just use a computer for something significant in your life. Let's see what else wants to come through for pile 1 spirit. I'm seeing 444, and I'm hearing call on the angels. I'm feeling a heavy angelic presence that's at your beck and call, that, angels are around everybody, but it just feels like for this group in particular, this reminder feels appropriate to bring up, to call on your angels for support, even if you feel like you don't know how to proceed mentally, emotionally, spiritually in a certain direction. You can ask your angels to help you help yourself in that way. Okay. So yeah, now I'm seeing the color purple, indigo, third eye chakra, vision, right? You guys have vision. You guys are visionaries in your own right. And there's something that wants to be harnessed and channeled through in the practical sense, or just continued, like a continued or a deepened devotion in that way, because you are intuitive, and I feel like you channel through whatever it is that you bring into this world. Okay, from like the mental realm. Okay, so we're looking at pile 1's love life, God, and how pile 1 is skating into deeper love within their life and messages from their person. Okay, the Hanged Man. Pile 1, love life, God. Page of Swords. Six of Swords. So we're definitely getting this energy of release, mental release, and this is giving me mental reframe. It could be a mental reset in some type of way, but it feels like a mental reframe that creates more regulation, peace, openness to learn something new, as opposed to rigid beliefs. Okay, is coming through. This feels important in relation to your partnership relational life. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, coming together with like minds in a creative, constructive way here. Again, this is like working with your angelic team to create in the physical, but calling upon their guidance and help. Spirit, pile 1, skating into love. What does their counterpart wish for them to know right now as far as their relational journey? The Tower. This is interesting energy. Explorer of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there's this, like, again, devotion, this consistency that wants to show up in building, bringing down mental ideas into the practical, and moving forward with some, like, it feels like with this Hanged Man energy that if things just stay in the mental realm, it just perpetuates, like, nothing happening, and these thoughts just spin, and it can put you perhaps in a bit of a freeze state. And so there's this real push that we're getting, and not push, I mean, yeah, sure, we'll say push, to anchor, to take a step, to implement something, even if it's small, okay, and even if you're taking your time with it, it's like still implement something in the practical sense. So even, this can be as specific as, like, thinking about working out and exercising but not doing it, and this is saying come out of the mental aspect of it and start to implement it in the building sense, in that creative practical sense and go and do the thing, right? This feels like a key component in your inner union process, bringing you more into union with your counterpart or deepening that experience. Eight of Pentacles, consistent devotion and work on building in the practical sense, again, is coming through. Okay. So some of you may be working on your finances, building those back up, perhaps after a reset. Again, we're getting that reset energy. So there may have been like a breakdown financially. And this is just that reinforcement and encouragement to continue building upon a new foundation, right? That 3 energy creates a triangle that is very like solid, with a solid base and like a smaller point at the top, so that there's like a very grounded, rooted energy. So some of you, this can also apply to like your spiritual journey. For some of you as well, having major breakdowns of old attachments, old beliefs, an old way of operating, being, thinking, living, even lifestyle, and how, you know, you're kind of starting over from square one in some way, or you have had to do that previously, and like really move away from things that aren't constructive for your soul's journey forward. Okay, so Spirit's really telling me that it's okay for you to really take your time in this process, and you don't have to be in a rush to, you know, be somewhere further along than you are. It's just important to recognize the progress that you've already been making, okay? And knowing that you've had to learn how to move away from things that aren't good for you once again, so that you can create stability for yourself that may have put you in sort of a limbo period, or a stagnant period, or like a stasis of some sort, or at least the perception of that experience, okay? But it's really just giving you this like larger perspective of yourself and your life here. So that's something to really value and honor. With these Pentacles cards showing up and the Chariot, it's showing me that whatever like pause, reset, like breakdown, complete, like things turning upside down and not going the way that you expected, this has been really beneficial for you to actually like create the abundance that you are desiring in your life, and get to a better place mentally, all of that. Okay, so we know kind of where you're coming from if this is resonating, but let's tap into the more romantic aspect, Spirit, for pile 1 here. What is the guidance? What is the message for pile 1 as they're being guided into deeper love and harmony and union? 2 of Swords. Again, we're getting, some of you may have felt like you've been in stasis as far as love, or a standstill, okay, like, or like a blocks are coming up, and I think this is just to get you to have you focus on the things that you need to be building for yourself in your own individual life, okay? Not being in a rush to be in a relationship per se, but really working on stability and like moving energy in a constructive, creative way for you, and you kind of needing to slow down, or your higher self kind of slowing you down, even your counterpart energy kind of slowing you down a little bit, to just kind of catch back up to who you really are and what your needs are. Strength. Yeah, I'm getting some of you have really kind of been through it in certain ways, or you've really been put in a position where you need to realize just how strong and magnificent you are, and how you nourish yourself. See how this flower is growing on this cactus in this barren, sort of gloomy desert setting here. So it feels like kind of at certain points in your life, you've been positioned in sort of gloomy or more heavy or negative environments or around heavy energies, or just sort of maybe even depressive energies, so that you could learn not to outsource your joy and happiness and light from another person, and so that you could realize how unhelpful it is when you dim your own light just because there's negative energy around you. Okay, this is about really tapping into your own innate strength to be the light that you naturally are, but needing to kind of not lower yourself or dim yourself because of other people, and not need other people to be a certain way or to be as beautiful and high vibrating as you all the time, for you to just keep being yourself no matter what. Okay, this is an energy that stands out when they're in their power. Okay, you're someone who stands out when you're in your power. And if you've been used to being around energies that are a little bit dimmer, or it could be sadder, or just like not feeling bright and light and happy, but that feels like a natural expression within you that you want to embody, this is just that reminder of like, you always have that ability within you, and it's, you can claim full responsibility over that power. And it's okay if it intimidates other people, or if it makes other people feel like lesser than in some type of way, because ultimately, even if that's the initial response, this energy is ultimately an inspiration to anyone who experiences it. Even if it causes initial triggers, just take that message on as it resonates. Knight of Cups over the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, you are a romantic at heart. Okay, so because that feels like how you naturally express this light, this love, it feels like that comes easy to you. So your growth, your learning, your lessons are more so in like the moving away from negativity and disidentifying with that mentally, continuously needing to open up to a new level, a new way, a new awareness, and how then that translates, because you're getting more and more in touch with your own self-worth, how that translates in how you're pouring into your physical, practical needs, creative needs. I know we don't have wands showing up here, but I was really getting that creative energy at the beginning here. You have a vision. Okay, Three of Swords. Wow. Some of you might have this sense of like melancholic romance, where it's like there's an association between love and romance, and like pain and like heartbreak, or like wistfulness. And so I think this relates back to sort of experiences growing up where you felt emotionally distant from your environment, from the people around you. You didn't maybe relate or connect with the people immediately around you, so perhaps it felt safer for you to sort of create a relationship with love and romance from a distance, perhaps through film and television, or just something intangible for some of you. By the way, just because I'm saying all this quite matter-of-factly, it's with zero judgment, okay? Let's get more for you. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot about like how your self-love is translating into the physical, practical sense once again. And it feels like now more than ever, it's beginning to, because of everything that you've gone through, because of the experiences and the contrast that you've dealt with, and because of the blocks that you've come across, it's kind of forced you to refocus your energy and flip the script on maybe previous investments and how you were approaching like your mindset around things, and moving away, like recognizing and honoring your own pain and sadness and hurt from the way things have been or were previously at any point, or lost loves, or things that didn't work out, or things that were blocked, and what have you. But I don't know where that was going, actually, so let's just keep going. Pile 1, messages from their counterpart. So because your counterpart is kind of coming through with this energy, they and when I say counterpart, you know, if you have someone in mind right now, this can just be the iteration of your counterpart stream of energy that you're intrinsically linked with, and how that's personified right now. You know, as you continue shifting, growing, aligning, sometimes that personification can change, okay? I hope that makes sense. But it's about your counterpart stream, the love energy, the romantic energy that is you, that is, you know, as you level up, it levels up, it mirrors, right? It's a mirroring, it is you. Gosh, my short-term memory is not great right now, guys. I keep missing the thread that I was going on. But there was something about perhaps if you were dealing with someone currently, there was something there. Oh, that was my point. Sorry, guys. Whoever you may be dealing with now, if you are dealing with someone, they may be experiencing similar things as you, working through similar things, similar backgrounds, similar ways of thinking, similar wounds, and similar lessons, perhaps in different ways, but they can still be parallel, okay? And so this is just sort of like their energy coming through and saying, that it's not just you, you're not alone in this experience. Page of Cups. Oh, that's so beautiful. Wow. So there's this real desire to like open up and like become vulnerable with someone in a like true, sweet, genuine way here that's romantic, but it's also like childlike and without an agenda, right? And it's just that desire, that pure desire to connect and to open more so than previously. This is the King of Pentacles, okay? So a lot of grounded energy coming through here, which is also telling me that, again, as you're focusing on your immediate material needs around you, that this like romantic energy is anchoring and grounding in a way that perhaps it never has before. There's some opportunity that's actually that's being presented to you here, or that's possible here. Okay, like this is something tangible and substantial, kind of like a sign that yes, things can ground and anchor, and it's not just all in the mental space. It feels like you're kind of moving out of this mental stasis and into just like focusing on your material, and that's when like something is actually able to anchor and ground, because you're moving out of the mental space with this process, unification process. So is your mirror, the personification of your counterpart energy. Okay, and this process for you is extremely guided and protected here, and it's positive. All right, you're like not being steered in the wrong direction. It's still okay for you to take your time to really practice grounding, and being present in the moment is really what's showing up here. Really, you know, breath work I'm getting with this air energy and this grounded energy. It's like moving wind through the body, like breath work, okay? Conscious breathing, or at least just becoming aware of your breathing in any given moment. You know, what's the quality of your breath? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it irregular? Like just checking in, right? And this star is just saying you are so on track. You are so on track for this anchored, grounded union, and it's in process currently, all right? It's just mentally, you might not be seeing it or being You just might not have that certainty mentally within yourself at this time. Okay. And that's okay, because I think that's for a reason. I think it's so that you have to just kind of focus on doing your own thing and trusting. This is a sense of optimism, trust, and knowing that Spirit's guiding you in the right direction here. And then we have the sun showing up at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Something is opening up. And as you continue to kind of move away from the baggage and anything that hasn't worked out or that's felt blocked previously, any frustration, any sadness, or any hurt, it's kind of like accepting all of that and understanding that it was part of your learning, and it was giving you perspective and experience that's setting you up for something greater. That then you can sort of move away from what is difficult about things within your experience, and start, when you face the light more so, and start to fill your time and energy with like positivity and lightness and like a positive outlook on things. It's like that's when the continuance of this blossoming, this opening is happening here, and you're going to be met with that in return through the mirroring mechanism of life. And this is something, again, very innocent and pure, and that comes from the inner child as far as like this connection coming forward. But there's also this sense of mystery that I'm getting. I know we don't have like the moon card or anything showing up, but I'm just getting the sense of mystery for you, and allowing God to illuminate, the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step for you. Illuminating more and more of who this person is if you have not met them yet, or that whatever personification is coming through, it's like you're getting more in touch with like the higher aspect, the more positive, vulnerable aspect. You're seeing that more so anchoring in, the people that you're connecting to. And let's get a couple more messages for you. This is kind of like a check-in, it feels like. Ace of Wands. I was like waiting for some Wands energy to show up. We know you're like an intellectual. We know you have vision, but it's like how that vision is translating into the creative, into the practical. It's like this is like when you feel the impulse to like do something, to get something down on paper, to record an idea down in your phone or in a notebook, to draw something, to write something, to create in any kind of way, to whip out your phone and film something, or take photos, or even just like reading a certain book or watching a certain film or listening to certain music. It's like follow those little like sparks of inspiration, okay? Because this is like stoking a bigger fire that's coming through for you at this time and moving forward here. There's some idea that like you have, and this idea wants to come through, wants to be channeled through, but it needs that physical vessel to make it down here into the 3D earth realm. It's chosen you, and it's maybe like been pestering you and saying, hey, I'm still here, and it just needs you to open up and then like take action to birth it into being, okay? And it also is asking again of like a sustained like consistency and effort and focus and attention. We're getting the sun again, okay? For some of you, this has been like a creativity that's been with you for a very long time, since you were a child. And it's just that there's just so much potential for immense positivity through this creative idea or this path or this just you expressing who you are and creating as feels natural and right to you. It like spreads light out into the world. You are a light being, okay? And so any form of expression, even if it explores shadow, right? It's a form of high vibrational truth that has chosen you as its like guardian, I guess, facilitator. 5 of Pentacles. Some of you might not feel like you're enough, okay? You might fear rejection. You might fear, not being understood. You might fear criticism. You might fear kind of putting this effort into something and then not having it be met in any kind of way. All right. But let's follow up on that thread here. King of Cups. Pretty sure this is the king. Is it the king or is it the queen? Guardian. I think this might be the queen, actually. Okay. But either way, it feels like this is something that's close to your heart. And this is also giving me the energy of people emotionally responding to what it is that you have to bring through into this world. Okay. And in this like birthing process of more of your creativity, it feels like it feels like this love is moving from like the page to the knight and then to the king queen energy. Okay, that's the vibe that I'm getting here. So it almost feels like in some type of way, the love opening up even more in your life is contingent on like you opening up to your own creativity. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Elder of Pentacles. So yeah, this is the king, elder, and then guardian is the queen, the feminine. So this is Queen of Cups. And this is also talking about this deep emotional resonance that you carry within you because of like a deep sense of compassion and empathy that you've been growing within yourself because of the contrast that you've experienced in your life, because of not having certain experiences, not having certain things in your life, feeling alone in certain ways in your life. It gives you a certain perspective that I think resonates with everybody on a very human level. Okay, you're very emotionally intelligent and you understand people and emotions in a way that not everybody does. And that is why what it is that you have to bring forth into this world is so valuable, because it's going to resonate with people. And it's in turn, again, going to like amplify the love coming in for you. Any final message about the counterpart energy for pile 1? 6 of Cups. And that is when it's like when you create, it gets you more in touch with your own heart and your emotional flow and this flow state. And that reconnects you with your love, with this love energy that, again, is very pure, warm. It's based in kindness and vulnerability and sweetness. And that's what reconnects this. That's what brings us forward. What is this? The Emperor. Okay. So for some of you, it's, bringing forth a masculine energy. Okay, but this is also, reclaiming the masculine aspect of yourself that decides, that takes action on your desires, on your creative inclinations, that creates some semblance of structure and containment for your ideas, not just letting them continue spinning and floating in a scattered, aimless way, but harnessing it, channeling it in that more masculine directed way. Okay, so that's showing up here. And again, there's this blooming happening in this. For some of you, the springtime may be significant as far as some greater creative opening happening for you, but also love opening happening for you. So you might find that as creatively you begin to open up and get more comfortable flowing with that your love life mirrors that in some type of way, which is very, very interesting here. 2 of Cups. I mean, yeah, we're seeing this process of like a creative spark opening you up, feeling positive about it, working through a little bit of fear or lack mindset around it. And then it's like feeling into the love as you express yourself more creatively, and that is what draws in your person, okay, and brings in this very emotionally resonant, deep, profound connection, where it's real, genuine, true love and care, okay. 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. I don't know. I'm getting this energy of someone who's really grounded coming forward, someone who's really stable in their energy, and someone who wants to fight for love, and someone who wants to stand for their feelings for you and fight for it, and like work through anything that they might be needing to work through for this loving connection with you, okay? And you may be doing the same thing in on your own trajectory, on your own path of like, again, anchoring down into the physical, rooting down, becoming stable and solid within your own energy, and in your body, like embodiment. And, you know, for some of you, this is like exercise, working out, moving your body here, getting fire and heat going, sweating. But this is also you just, you know, really like using that willpower to create, how you don't have to be passive anymore. This is about the effort that you're putting in to something creative, even if it feels like a trial. It's like that's part of this like journey and healing, and part of you fighting for, and I'm not saying fighting for as in like creating a struggle and like perpetuating a fight energy in your life, but I'm saying like standing up for yourself and getting up off of your butt in a way, and doing the thing that you know you need to do for your heart's sake, for your, you know, for that vision that you have. It's like acting on it and pushing through any resistance. That's what this is, okay? And that's really setting you up for a bigger experience of prosperity moving forward in life and love, for sure love, okay? But this is like a holistic energy coming through. It's not just about a partner coming through, but it's in the way that you're implementing certain I guess discipline, and just, or using your willpower for your own self-expression to meet love where you are in the act of creation, and in the act of feeling into your own heart as you're creating, because it is an emotional experience. It's a romantic experience. It's passion. Okay. So that's really good, guys. I know creativity, especially if you've been feeling mentally blocked or in conflict or just focusing on healing, or, you know, working on looking at wounds and stuff. Sometimes creativity can feel a little bit like there can be resistance, but it feels like you're strong enough to move through this, y'all. So, and that's bringing you into union, which is really good. So that's your reading, pile one. I hope this resonated and felt beneficial for you, and I'm sending you so much light and love, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye. Hi, pile 2. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a repeat viewer, and if you're new here, welcome. And I really hope you're doing well. I know life is wild, and sometimes we're having very subtle experiences that we don't know how to communicate to the rest of the world or the people around us. And sometimes these energetic reads can kind of validate and support some very personal experiences that we're having in a more subtle way. And in that, we realize that we were never alone, that there are entire collectives having very similar experiences. Okay. So I don't know, that message wanted to come through, but let's tap in. I'm seeing Scooby-Doo. That's come through in multiple previous readings over the last year. Scooby-Doo randomly, so I don't know if someone really likes Scooby-Doo. Or just like cartoons, like old cartoons, Cartoon Network. Disregard that if it's not for you. This is a general reading, so definitely just take on board what feels true to you and what feels helpful. If it doesn't, just, you know, toss it. But anyway, let's just tap in and drop in pile 2. So today's reading is about skating into love, and this is assuming that you are on your way into deeper love within self and partnership and union with another in your life, okay? We are going to be tapping into your counterpart energy and just messages from them to you right now about alignment around your path, okay? Love and relationships are about, obviously it's a relationship between two people, but it does ultimately come back to you and yourself. So that has to be the basis going into a relationship, or at least a healthy, sustainable one. So that's kind of where these messages and energies will be coming from the perspective of. And yeah, your counterpart is basically you. So you can also just kind of see it as your higher self. Loving messages come from your higher self around alignment and union. Okay. I'm seeing a shark, like Jaws, the movie Jaws, or like a great white shark. So I don't know, that could be a symbol for some of you. Okay, I'm seeing scorpionic energy, so that's deep, shadowy, oceany, watery depths. So with that Jaws and the Scorpio can attack and sting the scorpion, and just like Jaws can attack. So I am picking up a deep emotional situation or deep emotional intense waters that either you may be navigating or another person, your counterpart energy may be navigating. Like I told pile 1, your counterpart is a stream of unconditional love energy that you are, either open to and allowing in and receptive to at this time, or there may be blocks and a pinched off sort of energy, but you're still connected to it. It's just something may be blocking it. So that stream is not one person, right? It's a consciousness that can personify through a person who's in exact resonance with that stream, with your stream of unconditional loving energy. And so depending on free will and everybody's level of awareness and consciousness and devotion to self-growth, that the personification of your counterpart can change. Okay? And take that as it resonates, but that really is an empowering quantum perspective that encourages not attaching to one person or one narrative, but rather the energy of love. So it feels like someone here is definitely working through some deep emotional intense stuff, and I'm picking up deep family programming that are like deep family wounds that are deeply embedded in the heart space. Okay, this is wounds of rejection. This is wounds of not being seen, being left behind, or unacknowledged, or not honored, even dishonored outright in some type of way for expressing a natural innocent state of being, and being shut down for that is coming through, and someone who's still kind of needing to process some of that energy from the past. Okay. I'm seeing the color red, so this is also someone who's working on integrating their authenticity with their practical reality and environment around them, I'm getting, and the people around them. Okay, so it's like, how do I bridge the gap between this new version of myself that I'm learning that I am, or becoming more comfortable with, and how am I bridging the gap between that and my life, my practical life, and the people in my life? Does my environment currently, do the people around me currently match up to this person that I'm becoming, or do I need to make shifts and changes that free me up so that I can re-experience myself in a refreshed way, and have people, places and things experience me in a complete new clean slate kind of way is coming through. But there might be some issues like figuring out how to bridge that gap. So, just for example, this is very specific, but it can talk about someone who's in a marriage that they know is not good for them, living in a household, living a lifestyle that doesn't reflect who they really are and what they really want, and kind of not knowing how to navigate that situation. So that's just for some people, but if it's not that specifically, it could be a similar feeling or energy that someone's experiencing, whether it's you or another person here. Okay. What else? I'm seeing a chicken running around with its head cut off. So this, we're talking about someone here who might get very overwhelmed with, or overstimulated with things that responsibilities or things that they need to look at within themselves, or just things that are coming up. It might feel overwhelming. It might make them feel crazy. You might be feeling crazy as intense things are coming up and surfacing, or multiple things are coming up and all kind of happening at once. And someone here might have a tendency to overthink, overanalyze, and kind of create worst case scenarios. That's a vibe that I'm getting here. All right. And if there's, again, with the color red showing up, there's this idea of like, how do I ground this, or like, how do I make sure that I'm secure, that my material needs can be met in some type of way. That's a specific message for someone, so take it as it resonates here, but it might apply. First card out is the Lovers. Okay, so talking about an intense emotional connection, spiritual connection. This is someone already coming through hot. Okay. And at the core of this is extreme positivity and lightness, like the essence of God exists within this connection. I'm getting here, okay, and there's definitely a more masculine resonating party, and there's definitely a more feminine resonating party, okay? And it's two people who are working on that alignment, all right? But what I'm getting after seeing now the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck here, again, we're getting a lot of mental energy, a lot going on in the mental space, but there's this undeniable pull emotionally towards you, or this undeniable sense of love that this person has and feels towards you. They feel called to you emotionally. Their heart is guiding them towards you. If you're with this person, there's just this desire to deepen a connection, or to move forward in some type of way emotionally, to take things emotionally to the next step here in some type of way. But again, there might be a lot of energy being processed at this time. So with this flower in this person's mouth here, they have really good intentions, but they might be stopping themselves from saying certain things because perhaps it's not quite time yet. Or, you know, they just want to get this right, or they want things to be right when there is communication, and they want to feel a little more stable, is something that's coming through here. Take that as it resonates. Take it all as it resonates. Queen of Wands, your energy is irresistible to this person. Again, there's an intensity level here. You have a very strong energy pile too, and the person involved in your love life at this time sees that and may even feel a little bit of like, oh, this is a pretty awesome person. Like, you know, I need to measure up. I need to be on that level. I need to be ready. I need to feel confident to match this energy, right? I need to feel like the better version of myself in order to meet this energy in you, pile two, right? And I'm just getting this energy of you being so spiritually guided right now, and you really being guided by like the force, by your intuition, and by a greater sense of creativity that you're cultivating within yourself on a day-to-day basis in some kind of way. And creativity doesn't have to look one way. Creativity can come through in infinite number of ways, actually. Anything can be an act of creation, but it's just you're tapping into that heat, that fire within, that passion. I can feel it. And I feel like you've been really recognizing your own value and worth and putting yourself up on that pedestal. It feels like you can see your good energy. You know you have a good energy, okay? And this, you know, other people around you see this as well here, okay? Let's get more. Whoa, this is an intense reading out the gate. More for pile two and their love, skating into love energy, their counterpart energy that's coming through. They're coming through very loudly. Death. There's that scorpionic energy, y'all, that I was picking up. Someone is going through a shedding process of some sort, shedding ego, shedding false distorted beliefs about their life, about their identity, their self. Oh my God, look at the bottom again, the Knight of Cups. This person feels so strongly for you, and they want to show up in this reading. Like, this person wants to show up in your life very much so. Okay, if you have no idea who this person is, this person, as they come forward, you're going to immediately feel a sense of desire for you coming from them. You're going to feel it and know it. All right. But I think you're also going to sense, if you haven't met this person, that when they come into your orbit, again, if they already are in your orbit, that they're going through an intense transformation process. And this can be a little bit overwhelming and scary. It highlights shadow. It highlights our darkness. We have to embody our darkness. We have to make peace with our darkness in this process, because the universe won't give, they don't, when we're going through a death and rebirth, we have no choice but to experience darkness. That's part of it. That's just part of it. So it feels like some shadow may be coming up for this person. It's like feeling into the vibrational connection with you brings up everything that needs to change in their own reality and experience. But it's like there's such desire there. There's such willingness to just at least be open to this, whatever this is between the two of you, this intensity. Wheel of Fortune. Wow, the Lovers, Death, Wheel of Fortune, major arcana energy coming through for this connection here. Okay, so it's like I think that this person has a sense that things have to change and will be, no matter what. Okay, and it's just a matter of timing and alignment, and just like sort of the stars aligning and things like happening at their right time. Okay, and this is guidance for you to understand that this process with this connection is being spiritually guided, and new awareness and new developments happen not when you want it to, not even when this person wants it to, but when it is right, energetically, cosmically, even astrologically, even. It's like this is about the natural, organic, cyclical flows of cosmic energy that allow something to open and move forward. Okay, but it's like there is major change happening here, like the swirl energy. It feels like both of you are going through major changes, because one swirl is going this way and this swirl is going this way, and it's just like this masculine, feminine, polarized dance happening within the transformational processes between the two of you at this time, spiritually speaking. Okay, but whatever the case may be, these shifts, these changes, this dance, this contraction and expansion, and in and out, and ebb and flow of energy between your shadow and lightness, and all of it, which may feel a little bit maddening at times, even for you, pile 2, even, let alone this person. It's bringing in more prosperity into your energy, more abundance into your energy, more light, and more of a capacity to harness your light in a more effortless, empowered way that's, again, directed. Okay, what's this? 10 of Wands. Yeah, that overwhelming energy showing up here. It's like the promise of a new path, and all of this light does feel overwhelming when there's still some darkness to be overcome here, and released. It's like a release that is happening, a shedding once again. But it's like this person and you even can see this light at the end of the tunnel. There's an opening here. There's potential. It's like you can see that the path is actually leading somewhere good, and it's not just all, like, now you know that it's not just all darkness, and this person might know now that it's not just all darkness. You might be a guiding light for this person, okay? This person might be a guiding light for you in some way, okay? That's just how this energy is showing up. It's interesting how different people need different messages at different times. Pile 1's reading was extremely different than this. And, it's just interesting. 2 of Cups. Like, this is, guys, I think it's clear to you and to me how, like, direct this message is, how clearly and explicitly it's coming through. This is an extremely powerful, I want to say magnificent connection that's coming into being. Again, if you do not know this person yet, this is like your energy being in such a frequency that it's calling this in. So even if you're experiencing blocks, it's like you're just moving through them as you need to in the bigger scheme of things, and you're calling this in regardless of anything. All right, like this is destiny, this is happening, this is on your soul's, this is a soul contract, this is like on your soul, in your soul's blueprint, like this is happening and it's coming into being here. Again, this dance of masculine and feminine, this dance of light and dark, okay? It's quite beautiful. Again, I'm just getting a magnificent energy from what the two of you tap into together. You're tapping into a greater stream of love and light and God with one another. You both are somehow able to unlock that experience within one another, and it's because you've been learning how to unlock that energy within yourself, or you've already kind of learned how to do that at different points in your life. Wow, guys. Wow. Very intense. Definitely scorpionic. Whether or not any of you have Scorpio placements or not, and you stretch, oh God. Yeah, there might be a sense of like wound upness. Again, like we're getting these like coil type, or just like this like coil. There's this unwinding that is like both of your souls are needing here. And just stretch out and just, yeah, look at the bottom, Ace of Pentacles. Something that's actually like going to tangibly be anchoring down in your physical reality, an opportunity for both of you, or something grounding in a deeper, more solid way for the two of you. There's opportunity here. Not just opportunity within the self to grow and illuminate, you know, everything that needs to go and everything that you're now becoming, and, you know, your emotional healing as an individual. This is more than that. This is like the grounding of a physical union between two people, a partnership that is going to be happening, you know, not just energetically. Wow, guys, this is really intense. After shuffling, again, Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. This is after shuffling, guys. You saw me. Ace of Wands under the Queen of Wands and the Lovers, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is just such an energetically powerful connection, y'all. And you know it. You already know it. You don't, this is just confirming what you already know. But there's something about this connection that's extremely, extremely creative in its essence, and what the two of you can create together once you come together in the physical. I mean, it's already creating a lot in the energetic space, but this is about, you know, taking that amazing, incredible, juicy, pure, loving, passionate energy, transformative, healing, prosperous energy that the two of you share, and doing something with it. It's a spark of something new. This is like, I don't know, I'm getting almost the vibe of like this type of connection and union being very new for, it's like the people who encounter you as an individual are experiencing something that they've never experienced before in this world. And same with this person. But when the two of you come together and other people see it, it's like, what is this? This is like, I love this. I love your energy together. This is something I've never seen before. This makes me feel inspired in my own life. This makes me feel, this gives me hope for humanity. This gives me hope for my own path. That's the impact that I'm feeling from others who are witnessing your energy and this person's energy coming together. It's kind of like, wow, greatness is here, and it happens, and it's not just a dream. Very aspirational, inspirational union here. Okay, we have the Strength card showing up here. Gosh, and you see this woman and this lion here. And are you for real? After shuffling again, the Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom. You cannot make this up. Sometimes I do a reading and it's like Spirit is talking louder than they ever have before. And I want to just tell you guys real quick, I've been, over the last like several months, I've been putting more of my time and energy into TikTok than YouTube. But recently, and especially since they've been talking about the TikTok ban and everything, like, things have been feeling a little less potent over there. And as I'm coming back here to YouTube, the messages are popping and jumping off the cards. And I'm talking to a very special group of people who are catching this video. Now, whether the algorithm, has brought this video to you on your page, or if you've been with me for a while, like, I'm talking to someone who's really a unique spirit and energy. The two of you are just like, this is power couple energy. You give the both of one another like strength. Okay, there's also this very nurturing quality. Okay, if you are the more feminine aspect, I just feel like holding on to this masculine with such a sense of pride and deep love, and feeling safe and contained and warmed by this person's presence, their masculine presence. It just overtakes you in the most breathtaking yet safe and grounding way, where you almost feel like you're, like, I don't know, in the womb in a weird way. I know that's a more maternal energy, but it's like the two of you feel like you're back in the womb when you're with one another. It's like everything goes dark and you just feel warmed and you feel energized in a like way where time freezes and you're in stasis with one another, and you're in this like embryo of love, as if you're twins that are, like, I don't know, it's just this like deeply like primordial almost, or like physical yet spiritual profound energy when you're with one another, and the way you hold one another. And there's something innately very spiritual about this, that I think the two of you understand, that this goes beyond your human comprehension of what this is. And I think there's an acceptance that will be growing between the two of you as things start to shed more and heal more and come together emotionally more so, okay? And it feels like, there's a mothering happening in some type of way, not because this person is codependent and needs your mothering, or you needing their mothering, depending, but more so just because that it feels so, again, primalistic and naturalistic and organic and godly, and there's such, it's hard to even put it into words. It's just an experience that I'm feeling when the two of you come together. Okay, Two of Wands. All right, show me more, angels, about this union, this connection. The Chariot. Okay, so it's like, I think the two of you might both be in this window of experience where you're being shown your free will. Okay, however that is being presented to you, you're being shown your free will, and you're being shown that you do have a choice. You do have a say in the direction of your life. You do have that power, and you have permission to choose a new way, a new direction. You're not stuck. Feeling in between in any way, in any sense, is actually a gift, because you're not attached to anything and you have the power to choose your highest timeline, okay? To think bigger. You have this time and space and opportunity to think big, all right? And to think beyond convention, and to, again, gain a higher perspective. A lot of this energy coming through feels very like the higher spiritual divine perspective of a situation. So you might be in a space where you've been invited into that higher perspective here. Like, gosh, it's like, again, we're getting this masculine feminine, and this higher power overseeing this moving forward. The Chariot is about momentum forward and picking up speed over time in a balanced, healthy way, with balanced feminine and masculine energies working in unison to drive the energy forward. This is so powerful, y'all. And this is why deepening and falling into your relationship with the divine, with God, is so important right now. It's so important for you to make that decision, that choice to continue giving this situation to the divine, because that's really the only force that has control over this situation. I know we're talking about free will here, but I'm more so getting that in your own individual lives, making decisions, choosing to see, choosing direction, choosing what your passion, the energy naturally orients you towards, and not turning away from what is calling you, you know? That's where you have the power, the free will to, you know, to assess, so to speak. You may be even in a position where you're being presented with multiple directions, multiple paths, multiple people even, multiple connections even. But you will know what is right for you because it will be presented to you in a very grounded, clear way. That is how you know. And you'll always have the free will choice to go in any one direction, but you will feel so energetically moved to move in a specific direction because you're in touch with your divine power and you're being moved by it, and you're letting yourself be moved by it. Oh, I gotta yawn. Oh, the intensity, y'all. So let's just get a couple more messages. This is interesting. Any more for pile 2 about this connection? Anything about timing or anything about just guidance here? Tower. I knew that was going to come out. 8 of Swords. So again, y'all, if the mind is trying to control this situation or like really understand it, it's just going to get confused and feel stuck, right? This is not a mental experience. This is not a mental soul contract. This is complete energetic, spiritual, and emotional work happening at the time that exists independent of the mind and ego, y'all. That's just keeping it real, all right? So the mind is not your friend per se here. It's not going to know how to make sense of this per se, and that's okay to just kind of accept that the mind makes you feel stuck. So, you know, with timing, again, because we're getting this divine timing, like it's not happening when your mind is thinking it's happening. It's just like cosmologically, energetically, on the quantum level happening when it is right, when the universe deems it right. It's going to be spontaneous how things develop. When the Tower shows up as far as timing, it's spontaneous. It's out of the blue. It's like a lightning strike, where, you know, you see lightning. It's very rare for lightning to hit the same place twice. And so it's kind of like the way that things happen is not going to be in a way that anyone could have controlled, planned for, because it's to show you, to illustrate the divinity of this connection and situation. Again, if you have not met this person, this is like out of the blue things that are informing the path for you here. This is not something that, like, even if you were to go to a psychic and try to get all the deets and the dirt on it, it's like, this is beyond even what a psychic's capacity, right? Spirit may not even be able to tell you, or even if they do tell you, give you certain time frames, it's kind of like there's still going to be like surprises and curveballs that just like smack you upside the head of like, well, didn't see things happening that way, and yet here we are, you know. That is really the vibe. More for pile 2, angels. More for pile 2. 2 cards wanted to come out. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the World. Lord, this is like 2 endings, 2 people going through major endings and up-levelings in their life, upgrades, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything. But it is anchoring down in a practical way, and it's setting you up for like the long term. Okay, this is like something you can sink your roots, like plant your roots down in. This is something reliable, and even if the connection itself causes more unravelings within, the ego or the psyche along the way, it's like this is something that's still gonna stick around. Again, even if there's ever at any point any kind of breakdown, okay, of old unhelpful energy, outdated beliefs, because these connections do bring that stuff up. It just is part of it. That it's still something anchored and grounded and reliable and like moving far into the future and meant to be prosperous and loving and warm and safe. Okay, this is safe, sheltered, not in a negative way, but in a protected way. This is a protected situation here. So I'm really getting the sense of like, yes, you have free will, but if this is the path that you choose, it'll be very hard not to choose this path, y'all, when it presents itself, or if it already has. You'll know it, you'll feel it more intensely than anything you've ever felt or known. Gosh, I keep having a yawn. Oh my God. You ever have those yawns where it's like you can't get them out? It's like it's going to be very difficult for this to go off the rails again, because even when you think you have control, you really don't. I know that sounds so bad, but it's just sometimes these things are cosmic and universal in a way that goes beyond human capacity to control or fit in a box that makes sense to our brains, Gosh, I'm so sorry. I keep tapping my chest. So I'm doing that. So that might be like heart release that wants to happen for you guys too. Like, is it the thymus gland? Doing tapping, breath work. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. That 10 of Wands. Yeah, that's that overwhelm. Okay. So again, because things like this can be very overwhelming, maybe that's where you want to kind of do body work, somatic healing, tapping on the body, on the arms, legs, torso, chest, head, all of it. Qigong is a great practice. Grounding. And just, this can talk about sometimes the pressure that we put on these types of situations when we feel the intensity. Sometimes it's kind of like, oh, well, this means all of this, and this. And you're seeing a reading with someone saying all these intense, big things, right? And it's kind of like, well, yeah, but still, you still have to find balance, and you have to relieve yourself of energy that's too much at any given point, and just keep looking towards the light. Okay, keep looking towards the light and knowing that you're getting to where you need to go. I don't know if you're already in connection with this person and it feels like a burden, or you felt burdened by the idea of relationship or a very intense connection that you feel even if you haven't met. It's just like 10, 10, 10, and then the World, which is a completion card. Like a lot of endings and like releasing of things that don't serve you energetically. This is like an aspect of like simplification as well happening in your life, stripping things down to bare necessities in certain ways here. This can talk about diet. This can talk about your routine. This can talk about the things that you're engaging with on a daily basis, what you're consuming, that kind of stuff, simplifying, purifying, etc., etc. Gosh, look at that again, that like intertwined energy of masculine and feminine, high level spiritual connection here. Wow, holy moly, y'all. Two of Pentacles again. So yeah, this is saying you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. You don't, just because we're talking about a very significant connection here, this person is not your everything. I know that it's going to be easy to think that way. This person is my everything. This person is me. So this person is my heart and soul and life. But it's like, this is talking about holding space for other things in your life, other activities, other investments, other projects, other connections. It's not just this person. That's what this is really saying. Okay. And the Seven of Swords, we're looking at like an avoidant tendency or mask wearing. or deception in some type of way. So this is just asking us to pay attention to where what we're not looking at within ourselves and what we're avoiding. Sometimes we use these connections to avoid the other things in our life that we're cultivating or creating from within. Your energy is so naturally powerful, Pile 2, and creative that like that is really where you want to be continuing to focus your energy. Your energy is so powerful that it's just by the nature of it effortlessly creating this union. So meaning you don't need to do more work, that you don't need to put more work into this than just the work that you're doing on yourself, right? Your responsibility is less about the connection itself and more about like creation, right? Hopefully that makes sense. This is a longer reading. King of Wands to match up. Y'all, we're getting perfect match energy here with the King and Queen of Wands. Perfect energetic match between the masculine and the feminine, y'all. I mean, it could not be any clearer, any louder. Look at how this is showing up. And isn't it interesting how the masculine's on this side, the masculine's on this side, the masculine's on this side? Wow. And I'm telling you, this relationship, this match, this union, this connection is stripping the both of you of any inauthenticity in your life. It's showing you where things are not authentic, where things are not meeting you, and where you need to direct your energy and focus so that you can be met in your authenticity, in your power. Because you're both extremely charismatic, powerful, loving creator beings, spiritual beings who deserve the best, and not settling. So you just deserve to shine as you naturally are and not need to temper or like dim that for people who like maybe it's threatening to them or doesn't work for them. Wow, guys. Wow. And 9 of Swords at the bottom. So yeah, just pay attention to any anxieties or overthinking around the situation. This person's navigating that in their own way too. And King of Pentacles. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're very reliable in their energy. They're very grounded, practical, more attuned with like the 3D physical, like security reality, that kind of thing. Again, I was seeing root chakra at the beginning. This is a very synchronistic reading, y'all. This is a very powerful reading. I'd be interested to know if this was your reading. Let me know down below in the comments. I do personal readings. I'll leave my email in the description box, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye guys. Hi there, pile 3. You guys chose this Londa deck here with this rose quartz. Happy to have you here. If you watched all of the piles and you're here on pile 3, thanks for listening to me for so long, and hopefully you got something out of the other piles. And if this is the soul pile that called out to you, I'm very excited to see what comes through. So we're just clearing the energy. I actually had to take a break after I filmed pile 2 to ground because the energy was so intense. Had a little snack, had a little drink, shook my body. So that's something that might be good for you, pile 3. I'm picking up, this is very specific for somebody, but I'm picking up indigenous energy or ancestral energy coming through, like heavy ancestral energy, or like but for some reason I'm picking up something around like culture, like a specific culture around in your background. This is a specific message for someone, and I'm picking up like Middle Eastern energy, Turkey, or I guess it's more like Mediterranean. I'm also picking up like Egypt or Morocco or something very specific for somebody. So someone might have some type of connection to somewhere, or in their family history, ancestry. Sorry guys. And I'm also seeing like some type of motorized vehicle, car, boat, something. Okay, so not sure what that is. Let's see, y'all. While I'm holding this crystal, just envision like white glowing divine light emanating from this. Okay, and we'll continue tapping into your love journey, skating into love, messages from your divine counterpart energy. Okay, your divine counterpart is a frequency, it's a consciousness, it's not a person. The person that it's you know, less about one person and more so about you aligning with self and the divine in such a way that the right person just naturally aligns with the stream of counterpart divine love and meets you in the physical. Think about it that way, if that makes any kind of sense to you. Yeah, I'm seeing like houses, the home, something about the home or a location might be significant in your journey at this time, or recently, or might soon be. Something about it could be relocation or travel, or something around your environment, trying to get your attention with some type of lesson or bring something to your awareness. I'm seeing someone putting a stake in the ground, someone claiming ownership of their space, taking up space, not being ashamed for taking up space is coming through. I'm also seeing a skunk, which for me, a skunk is a beautiful looking creature. I think skunks are so beautiful and cute, but then it's like they have that really off-putting scent that they release. So it's like, I don't know, that's a specific message for someone of dealing with someone or something that might look very nice and then actually have not a very good energy. Take that only if it resonates. Okay, this is a general reading. I kind of want to just get into the cards and see what's going on. I am seeing the color of deep blue, so something about, again, like showing up in your authenticity, expressing yourself, coming from a truthful place, dropping any masks. So God, for pile 3 in their love union journey, as they're skating into love within themselves and their path and the divine and another, what does Spirit have to say? What does pile 3's divine counterpart energy have to say? And your divine counterpart energy is just a part of you, an aspect of your higher self. Guys, any sense of like lack mentality in your life has been programmed through some type of systemic belief that was imposed on you from family or from culture, background, any kind of institution or system, or just the system at large that kind of taught you one way of being that didn't necessarily feel in alignment with who you really are. Yeah, look, this card says, who are you really? And this person's wearing a mask. After I said dropping the mask, I think I said that. So it's like, I think now you're kind of tuning into maybe some lack mindsets that were programmed into you that aren't actually reflective of truth and of who you are, and where you were hiding your true self under this facade and under this like image of like who you were supposed to be in order to gain acceptance in some type of way. But it always left you in this continuous state of not being fed, not being quenched, not having your needs met, not having enough money, not having love that you needed in some type of way. Okay, is coming through. And it's like with this Page of Swords, now you're in this position where it's like you're a child again in a way. You're learning, you're reprogramming your mind, you're learning everything brand new, like that beginner's mind energy where you feel a little bit young and like, but it feels like you're willing to learn. Like this is the student energy, this is that like absorbing information energy, and this Hierophant energy is showing up in a positive way in this instance of like you connecting with mentors, be it online, through books, workshops, spiritual teachers, speakers, etc., who can help you shine a light on what you're kind of learning and absorbing to reprogram yourself, okay? Because again, we're asking the question, who are you really? So this is a big theme when it comes to your union journey right now. Okay, so let's get more from the divine. I am seeing the color purple. The color purple, that could be a movie or a book or a play that you identify with, or that you have seen recently or have a connection with. I'm also hearing the word daisy. King of Cups. Tell me more. Okay. So there's definitely some subconscious reprogramming going on. I don't know if at any point here you're like employing the use of affirmations to reprogram your mind in a more loving way, or if you're, this is also giving me the energy of like exposing yourself to masculine energy that's very secure, loving, like safe, sensitive, kind, caring. You might be kind of experiencing those energies around you, coming in around you to kind of give you more of a sense of like, oh, this is a real thing. There are emotionally mature men or masculines, it doesn't have to be men, that exist and that can hold space. And it feels like maybe for some of you, it is a specific message, so only take it if it's yours, but for some of you might be interfacing with your own sense of safety in receiving and being held in a loving space by kind of interfacing with those energies in like public figures or people that you admire or something, spiritual teachers, something like that's coming through. And kind of collecting information about what you truly desire on a deeper level, because it feels like you're still, see, this person still has a mask on. So this person, it feels like you might still be exploring the depths of who are you actually? What do you actually need? What do you actually want? What have you been conditioned and trained to want? Or what do you want out of the experience, coming from the experience of never having it to begin with, you know? And so you're just kind of exploring is what's showing up. And things from the depths of your being are emerging, and you're learning about yourself as new layers reveal themselves. And it's like this mystery, this unboxing over time kind of energy, but still feeling unquenched in some type of way when it comes to like receiving a deeper love from like someone who has that to give in a substantial way, in a consistent way. So again, I feel like you might be like experiencing like loving, kind, caring, masculine energies around you, but like you're still needing that full experience or wanting that. But it feels like there's some type of process happening here that's like deprogramming. Okay, tell me about Pile 3's love journey, skating into love, deeper into love, and their counterpart energy. Okay, yeah, we're getting this king energy. Masculine energy is showing up in your field. It is coming forward here, okay? Let's see if we can tap into this masculine energy that's showing up and what the nature of it is. 4 of Cups, I'm noticing. Let's see. I don't know why I'm seeing Barney the dinosaur. I know I've seen purple and he's purple. Barney the dinosaur. That's a kids show. Kids shows. It was on PBS, I think. That could be a thing. I just saw 11/11 on the timestamp. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so it's like you're someone who overthinks and is over anxious and who tends to look at the negative side of things and self-attack, okay? It's like if you had your choice of like choosing the highest vibrational, best, most beautiful, loving, intimate connection and like more negative connections, it feels like you're more, some of you might feel resonant with like finding it easier to attune to and focus in on like lesser, like kind of unsubstantial or insignificant or like not great energies, and that feels like more accessible, but you're still feeling like unquenched. Okay. There's a deeper anxiety here that wants to be looked at. And this has to do with coming out of the headspace and more into the body and the heart, with this green showing up here, but also in the body and the environment, and reconfiguring your notion of the practical, of abundance mindset, because we're coming out of lack mindset. We're learning how to deprogram that through the application of something new in the physical in some type of way that instills a sense of abundance. So that might come through in a number of ways for who, depending on who's watching. All right. But what's this masculine energy around you? Spirit, tell me more about this masculine energy that's showing up. King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Wands, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there is a positive shift happening here. Definitely positive. It's like there's light peeking into, because it feels like you're more open to learning a new way. There's light peeking in. The divine is offering that glimpse into something brighter and better. But remember, with that Four of Pentacles, it's like it involves you continuing to shift and change your own frequency, raise your own frequency, so that you can actually notice these good things. Right? The fact that you're seeing this reading, even pointing any of this out, is saying that your frequency has been shifting enough where your awareness is pulling in this type of message and awareness to begin with. Gosh, yeah, it feels like you put a lot of pressure on things and yourself. It could become in perfectionistic ways, where it makes everything feel like a big deal. It makes everything feel heavy. It makes everything feel like high stakes. That's kind of the vibe coming through. It's like everything is high stakes. Everything, your well-being, your idea of your own self-concept is reliant on so many things working out perfectly, or that has been the case in the past, that it's just caused this relentless anxiety and overthinking and pressure. Okay. But it's I think a light is shining on all of this in a very kind of more clear way, where it's oh, okay, this is sort of what's been happening. And, I know that this is not what I want here. And I'm just going to be present with all of it. There is, for as kind of challenging as some of the energies are, it feels like you're really present with what needs to come up. Okay. But I want to know about this masculine energy. There might be a couple different energies around you at this time. Or it could just represent literally not people, but actual energies that you are calling in. First of all, I just want to point out we have the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords over the Nine of Swords. So this is that huge confirmation from Spirit that your sort of guidance is to take the pressure off of everything mentally, learn how to kind of unburden yourself, or just become aware of where you're attacking others, making things really negative and bad when it's not necessary, or just, again, turning up the volume on everything where everything has these high stakes and your well-being depends on everything being just so. This might not be present as much now. It could be kind of dialing down at this point. But we are seeing this energy of restfulness and more mental peace and clarity coming into the picture, and moving away from the struggle and strife that the mind can create, and learning why the mind creates struggle and strife. That's coming up. So all this information is coming through because it's very critical as far as your union and partnership journey and the things to be aware of in order to come into harmony and union with yourself. Harmony, union, and alignment with self is coming into the alignment with the way that the divine sees you. And if you're always putting pressure on yourself and self-attacking and criticizing, and everything's sharp and spiky, and or there's just you're on edge, or you're feeling like you're not having needs met, or you're afraid of that, or something like that may have shown up at some point on your journey. It's saying that this is like not the way that God is seeing you in your situation, and it feels bad because God's not seeing it that way. So it's about then unlearning that way and learning more of the way that God sees you. The Son represents the Divine Father, right? And Christ consciousness. And this is about illuminating everything that is not in resonance with Christ consciousness and that self-love. And you don't even have to put pressure on yourself to be in this godly energy, because that can come from perfectionism. There is a distorted spiritual perfectionism that people can have when they learn new spiritual ways of being. Sometimes it's like, okay, well, let me get this right, or I got to implement this now. And it's like, well, also it's okay to understand that you've had a lot of heavy, dense programming embedded in you. That's not inherently your fault, right? Because we're all doing the best we can with what we have and what we know at any given point. And so we're the parties involved to impose these beliefs on you. But this is just about an invitation, choosing to let more light into the equation and to see these things and to choose to ease out of them more so, but still taking it easy on yourself. Be okay where you are right now, not needing things to be different, you know. There also is something coming through with these masculine energies around this idea around actually having a confident, strong-willed, powerful masculine presence in your life romantically, and also a deeply loving, kind, caring, unconditional masculine who's holding space for you in your life. There's something around those two energies in the masculine that perhaps you're working on coming into alignment with. And perhaps these are also masculine aspects of yourself, even if you're more divine feminine leaning, resonating, that like you're working on within yourself. Like, are you empowered and confident in your own creative energy? Do you make decisions for your own good and not worrying about other people and what they're thinking or doing, but you're doing things for yourself and you feel strong in your own energy and powerful? And again, this isn't about shaming if you don't feel that way. This is just about highlighting the core theme that is, wanting to be like met within your field, within your consciousness. These are parts of you that sometimes we can disown. Sometimes we can disown the really powerful, even masculine parts of ourselves that want to be a leader, want to be in charge, want to take action and be a director of energy and really like lead things and organize things. Sometimes we avoid the ways in which we're actually a really deep healer and feeler, and we've frozen those out because we're not dropped in. We're not dropped in the heart or in the present moment, and we're always in the mental, in the mind, worrying about things. And so this is just like, you invite in the divine masculine aspect, if you're more divine feminine, if you can own these parts of yourself. And if you are divine masculine watching, this is about owning these parts of yourself. And feeling confident and comfortable being a loving, giving being, and, directing, being in charge of your own life, but also creatively directing energy around you in an empowered way. Okay, let's get more. So we're talking about your counterpart energy, your love journey. Pile 3, 3 of Wands. What is the message for pile 3 from their counterpart energy? It just feels like you're in this process of allowing the inner work to continue. This is just about continuously choosing to grow and to heal and to examine deeper and deeper levels of heart pain that have informed a lot of the ways in which you've been living, operating, thinking, and giving and receiving love, or the lack thereof. There is a energy of lack coming through in those departments, creatively and emotionally. So this is just about shining a light on that. And the Three of Wands is that open-ended energy of like the horizon and the things that are just naturally coming in to show you where you've been hurt, and show you where you're continuing to build yourself up as a human being, and build up your spirit and your mind where you're empowered and in touch with these aspects and comfortable with these loving, very, very loving aspects of yourself, but also very passionate, bold, confident, not afraid of what people think, and knowing that your light is bright. And, you do have a very bright light, but it feels like somehow it's been dimmed over the course of time. And it's just about like reckoning with that and looking at that with love and compassion, and also a sense of patience and groundedness and just devotion. Devotion isn't about like, okay, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Devotion is saying, I'm here, I'm where I am, and I'm devoted to tending to myself where I am and building myself up from where I am, and not needing to be anywhere else. Okay, so this is a fundamental key here as far as your union partnership journey. Okay, coming more into coherence, balance, seeing this process as experimentation and even play in a way. And it's a sensory experience. It's a emotive experience. It's about feeling, feeling in your emotions and in your heart, like, well, how does this feel when I lean into this direction? Or how does this feel when I lean into this? Or, it's about integration of all parts of ourselves. And there may have been a sense of fragmentation or brokenness, like having given away certain parts of yourself, or foregone certain parts of yourself out of apathy, or out of submission, or out of defeat, a sense of defeat. And this is just about reclaiming all parts of yourself, reclaiming your wholeness, okay? Spiritually and emotionally and energetically first, before anything else. But also part of that, calling these fragments back into self is, being in the body and moving the body in healthy ways, or in authentic ways, even if it's like shaking your body, spasming, having a meltdown, screaming and shaking and writhing around, or dancing, or anything that even feels really positive and uplifting. It's like it's about retraining your nervous system and your body a new way of being that's not solely operating in the mental space, but that's saying, hey, it actually feels really good when we're in the body. So that's why it's important to tell your body, hey, you're a safe place, I'm a safe place, this is a safe place, and we can honor one another, like mind, body, and spirit. But first, that does require kind of overcompensating away from the mental. And sometimes you can use the mind to, if you're used to being in the mind, to kind of swerve into the physical and the somatic healing and the emotional work, okay, if that helps. But really the idea here for you, Pile 3, if this is your message and you're resonating, is to like lean out of the mental, because you've been over reliant on the mental as a crutch to protect yourself and to ensure perfectionism. And it's funny because this idea of perfectionism is coming through, but I'm really getting a sense of like, even in your attempts for perfectionism, it's caused issues that have not been perfect. So but let's see. You are a powerful creative force. I just feel called to say that again. As I pull the Queen of Wands, when I was seeing that King of Wands here, you are a powerful creative force here, okay? And people see and appreciate your vision. They see what you have to offer creatively, and there's a place for it. There's an audience for it, or there's, the right setting, or people, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's well received. And this is also highlighting like this counterpart energy that can meet you in this power. But first, it's just about calling all parts of yourself back into your power. And that's where this beautiful energy will meet you, okay? In your power. That's where your counterpart energy comes more into this story, is when you're fully stepping into creative ownership and power of your authenticity, and kind of like it's giving purpose, life purpose energy. And life purpose does not have to be this big, grand, majestic thing. It can just be your life purpose is to help people. Your life purpose is to, and we have many purposes. It's not just one thing. So that's why you don't want to put too much pressure on one thing. And I would recommend opening up a journal or getting a piece of paper and writing down as many things as possible that you can imagine your purpose is in this life. Some people's purpose is to be a parent and to raise a family. Some people's purpose is to trigger other people, and make other people feel where they're afraid of their own light. Some people's purpose is to, create regenerative, ways of living for the collective and share that. There's infinite purposes, so you don't have to limit yourself to one thing. So yeah, I just feel this process of like looking at the sadness from the past, looking at some depressive energy that's come up, and just sort of saying, I'm moving in a better direction because I can't live in this space anymore. It hasn't served me. It won't serve me moving forward, and there's no other way but looking out into the great unknown and saying, I choose my power. I choose loving, mutual, reciprocal connections that can meet me in my power, that are supportive unconditionally. I choose to give of myself in creative ways. I choose to show up and serve. I'm seeing in your love life, you're going to be met with that love and care and anchored, grounded, warm, safe energy in another when you continue to show up in that way in the world. Okay, Magician, you have an amazing manifestational power within you, pile 3, and this is like gearing up to come back to online, to the forefront of your awareness. And it's also possible for you to be working through some past blocks and hurts and limitations and fears and all of that, insecurity, whatever, and still simultaneously be manifesting wonderful, great things. In fact, it almost feels like through all of your issues and the stuff that you've had to deal with, that you can show other people that you can overcome that, and that doesn't have to limit you in any way, that anything that you've experienced doesn't have to limit you in any kind of way. Okay, so these are good messages for you, but I kind of want the juice on love, counterpart energy. Who are you inviting in? I kind of want to put all these back. Isn't that interesting? I didn't do that for the other piles, but I'm putting these back to reset because we're just opening up a clear space for new positive energy come in. We'll see what Spirit wants to say, because sometimes they may reiterate the same messages. Okay, sometimes that's what they do. I mean, the moon and the sun, same cards coming out. Okay, but then we do have the Knight of Cups showing up at the bottom here. So there is this feminine and masculine energy that is connecting. Okay, there's this energy of mystery and divinity here, but there's this energy of this person, or this person coming to you emotionally in a romantic type of way. Okay, with an extending romance to you. Okay, this is someone who's very intelligent, someone who's sharp. Okay, they may come across as a little bit removed or aloof in some type of way. This is just an energy coming through. Take it or leave it, right? 5 of Wands. We're looking at an energy of someone who's dealt with conflict in their life. They might be competitive in some type of way. Okay, this person is all about momentum and movement forward. This person might be a traveler of some sorts. Again, I was picking up traveling energy at the beginning. Empress, wow. This person is attracted to someone who's like luxuriating in their own beautiful feminine energy and who presents themselves in a luxurious way. Okay, that catches this person's eye and they see that very clearly when it shows up. So that might be an aspect of you that you're embodying, this richness, this luxuriousness, but the Empress is a higher consciousness expression of that. So this is like full embodiment. not just doing it for show, but really embodying the energy of like wealth and health and goodness and creativity and like trust in the divine and in the path and in the universe and in herself, right? Ace of Cups. Okay, so it's when you're in this embodiment energy of all that you are, calling all parts of yourself back into wholeness, that this like deeper heart opening begins to happen with another person. Okay, it feels like, because we were getting that Magician, now we have the Three of Wands again. There's this energy of like you've already kind of manifested this, like it's already been on its way, it's coming in here. There might be some like a little bit of blockages just because of everything that you're still kind of working through. And it's not to say that working through stuff blocks love and relationship, okay? It's authenticity that brings love and relationship in. So this is more about you just becoming more comfortable with your authenticity, even in the working through stuff, karma and blocks and limitations, like I said. Death. These are two people coming together who are both going through immense transformation, and when the connection, and it feels like something about this connection is creating transformation. Okay, not always pretty or easy, but something new is birthed from this love. Seven of Pentacles. Deep-seated connection here, deep in the soul, deep-seated, but something that has been taking its time into kind of like crystallizing and solidifying and like popping up out of the surface of the creational depths, the primordial depths of the earth. Queen of Swords next to the King of Swords. Okay, so it's like these are two people who kind of have been used to being in the ego for much of their life, in as far as like, again, image or the mental aspect. Okay, and it feels like the feminine aspect here is a little more focused in on the grounding process here, while the masculine is focused on, like, I don't know, traveling or like other things happening here. So I'm not sure the things that are coming in for them. I'm not sure here. It's like two people who are kind of focusing on different things that somehow come together. The Devil. There's something about attachment coming through. Limitation is a big theme here for the both of you. Limitation and overcoming limitation, being held back in a lower vibration and frequency. When the Devil and the Eight of Swords show up next to one another, it's about the ego traps that we fall into. Two people who are retraining their mind to see where, you know, individually you're trapping yourselves mentally, and just becoming very aware of that, what feels bad, what doesn't feel good, what feels low vibrational, and seeing it and then turning away from it if that it feels like it's being perpetuated in some sense, and then coming back into the heart. Okay, seeing with clarity and boundaries that it's important to come back into love and the heart and flow. And if something is not in congruence with love and flow, then you have to do whatever it takes to come back to that within yourself. That's the energy. Two of Cups. And yet there's still this like crazy emotional connection. Not crazy, but just like deep, again, deep roots in the souls, in the energy. Eight of Pentacles. And this process involves like really devoting to the work, right? The work, the internal work, the spiritual work, the tending to your own physical abundance and well-being around you. That becomes the focus. That is what this, like, the health and wealth of this connection is contingent on you doing the work, both of you. Six of Cups, soulmate connection, past life connection, fated, contracted, whatever you want to call it, showing up here. Three of Cups, Hierophant. Some kind of institution or some type of social gathering through an institution, or something through, yeah. I am hearing something about tradition here, family and tradition coming through. So take that as it resonates. I have the Queen of Cups showing up again. Something about this connection, I think, is putting you in more into your heart, okay? And showing you where you get... It's definitely revealing where there's still heartbreak and pain just within the individual, and even this pain that can carry forward from past lives as well. The Seven of Cups is kind of giving me the energy of multiple lifetimes, past lives, and how we're healing that and phasing that out, that pain out, or integrating it, releasing it to the light over multiple lifetimes, and how we're consistently being guided back into love, back into the heart. Okay, this does feel like a bigger, more karmic, over many lifetimes kind of situation for you, pile 3. A lot of swords energy, a lot of mental energy going on. But again, we're seeing this like you kind of getting clearer, where you see the truth that the mental is not always helpful, and the mental often causes and creates more pain than necessary. And so it's about moving away. You know, the Knight of Swords is that mental energy that wants to control, that wants to, you know, hurry up and create the change, wants to be in a rush, but it's like grounding and anchoring more so into the heart, and devoting to the work is really key here. Again, focusing on understanding why, where and why you choose to focus on and invite in things that maybe aren't as like high caliber or high quality as far as emotionally in your life, where you kind of like choose not to take like a beautiful emotional cup of deep love, and instead kind of choose to perhaps focus on things that don't fully satisfy you, because I think again there's just that kind of innate conditions and programmed sense of like making do with not being met, and just it's easier to live in the mind where because everywhere else you're not being met, so at least in the mind you have some illusion of control. Does that make sense? By the way, I can understand how anything in this reading could come across as triggering in the way that it was delivered, very directly and emotionlessly and matter-of-factly in a way. But there's not an ounce of judgment here. This is all to just illuminate and it's an invitation into awareness, but you have free will, and you don't, it's all about what feels truthful and resonant for you and helpful. Yeah, there's a deep connection here, but it just involves, again, reclaiming your power and these fragmented parts of yourself creatively, confidence-wise, and looking at where the mind creates traps unnecessarily because of, patterns that we're used to. But simultaneously, as you're working through all of this, really stepping into like leadership, creatorship, and experiencing a playful, interesting, passionate love like you've never felt before. It's this interesting smorgasbord of energies here. So you're living a unique path if this is your message. And it's just going to be interesting to see where it all takes you. So thank you so much for watching. I know this went really long, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And I am doing personal readings. I'll leave my email in the description box below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.